A political storm is brewing following claims that former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has demanded clarification from Nigeria's National Security Advisor Nuhu Ribadu over the alleged importation of a highly toxic substance reportedly linked to thallium compounds. He made this public via his X handle, and the tweet reads, "As part of my duty as a citizen, I wrote to the National Security Advisor to seek clarification on reports about the importation by his office of thallium sulfate, a very dangerous toxin. It's a matter of concern if anyone brings in any poison, more so an odorless, colorless one." The letter reads, "Request for clarification on the procurement of thallium sulfate. Dear National Security Advisor, I hope this message finds you well. I am writing as a concerned citizen to seek clarification and reassurance regarding information available to the political opposition leadership about a procurement of approximately 10 kilograms of thallium sulfate by the office of the National Security Advisor, reportedly from a supplier in Poland. Given that thallium sulfate are highly toxic and highly controlled substances, I believe it is important for public safety, democratic accountability, and for maintaining public trust to confirm the following details. 1. The intended purpose and end use of the imported thallium sulfate. 2. The supplier identity and whether the material was imported under an existing chemical or defense permit. 3. That the total quantity and specific form or concentration being procured or already procured. 4. The storage and security arrangement for the material upon arrival. 5th, the regulatory oversight and coordination in place with NAFDAC, NCDC, and relevant public health and environmental agencies. 6. Whether any public health risk assessment or hazard mitigation plans have been developed given the compound's extreme toxicity. I want to stress that this inquiry is made in good faith, solely to ensure that the processes, safety, standards, and transparency are observed. Public confidence in the integrity of national institutions is strengthened when potential risks are openly addressed and managed. If possible, I will appreciate a response or a point of contact within your office for further engagement to reassure those of us that are Nigerian citizens in opposition. For completeness, I am copying this correspondent to NAFDAC and the Nigerian Center for Disease Control (NCDC), both of which play essential roles in chemical safety and public health preparedness. Thank you for your time and God bless. Yours sincerely, Nasir El-Rufai. Thallium sulfate, according to scientific literature, is described as a highly toxic, tasteless, odorless, and colorless crystalline powder once used as a rodenticide and insecticide. Because of its extreme toxicity, with reported fatal human doses as low as 8 to 12 mg per kilogram of body weight, its production and use have been heavily restricted or outrightly banned in many countries, including Nigeria. If true, allegations involving the importation of a substance such as thallium sulfate will raise grave national security and public safety concerns. Thallium compounds are among the most dangerous toxic substances known to science. They are odorless, tasteless, and colorless nature makes exposure extremely difficult to detect, especially in the early stages. Victims often present with vague symptoms before progressing to severe neurological damage, organ failure, and in extreme cases, death. Because of this, thallium has historically been associated with covert poisoning and has long been subject to strict international controls. However, it is critical to stress that no verified official statement has confirmed that such a substance was imported, nor has any evidence been publicly presented to substantiate the claim. As such, the matter currently remains within the realm of political allegation, not established fact. Responsible public discourse therefore requires a clear separation between three distinct layers. One, that thallium's toxicity and the danger it poses are well documented and undisputed. Now, unverified political claims and allegations circulating in the political space have not yet been supported by independent or official confirmation. At present, there is no clear or comprehensive statement from relevant authorities addressing the claim directly. Beyond the scientific and security dimensions, the controversy cannot be divorced from Nigeria's political landscape. Given the history of intense rivalry and mistrust among high-profile northern political figures, any allegation of this scale is likely to amplify scrutiny of national security institutions and fuel suspicions of political targeting or score settling. The involvement of figures such as Nasir El-Rufai and Nuhu Ribadu adds further weight to the issue, as both are influential actors with long-standing political history. In such a charged environment, even unproven claims can quickly assume a life of their own, shaping public perception and deepening political fault lines. A lot of Nigerians alike are paying close attention to several key developments. Whether the Office of the National Security Advisor issues a formal detailed clarification, or whether regulatory bodies responsible for chemical importation and hazardous materials provide transparency on controls and approvals. And three, whether the situation escalates beyond public statement into a broader political or legal confrontation. It is important to note that the relationship between Nuhu Ribadu and Nasir El-Rufai has evolved over time, from political alignment and cooperation to what many observers now describe as tension and rivalry. Both men are prominent northern technocrats who rose to national prominence in the anti-corruption and reform space. Ribadu gained national visibility as pioneer chairman of the Economic, Financial and Crime Commission (EFCC) in the 2000s. El-Rufai became known as a reform-driven minister under the Obasanjo administration and later governor of Kaduna State. For years, they were seen as part of a broader northern reformist political network. They shared similar elite cycles and were at different times aligned within the same political coalition that later powered the rise of the All Progressive Congress (APC). In recent years, particularly after Ribadu's appointment as National Security Advisor under President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, political observers began noting signs of strained relationship between the two. El-Rufai stalled ministerial nomination in 2023, reportedly linked to security concerns raised during screening, which fueled speculation about friction within powerful northern political circles. Although no official documentation publicly detailed the internal deliberations, many people inferred that Ribadu's office, given a security advisory role, may have been connected to the process. Today, their relationship is widely viewed as politically delicate. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's government is built on a carefully negotiated coalition of regional power blocs, elite alliances, and strategic political accommodations. Both Ribadu and El-Rufai are influential northern figures with strong political networks and national ambitions. When two actors of that weight appear to be at odds, it inevitably raises questions about internal cohesion within the ruling establishment. This situation becomes even more sensitive because Ribadu occupies the office of the National Security Advisor, a position that must project institutional neutrality and command broad trust. If political controversy begins to swell around that office, critics may attempt to frame security decisions through a political lens. That can be damaging, particularly at a time when Nigeria continues to battle insecurity and economic pressures. The Tinubu administration will likely be cautious about allowing any dispute to blur the line between governance and political rivalry. At the same time, El-Rufai remains a significant voice within northern politics. If he feels politically sidelined or aggrieved, it could influence how certain northern blocs position themselves going forward. The North remains a decisive electoral region, and any perception of elite fragmentation there could complicate long-term coalition management. For a president already navigating economic reforms and public scrutiny, the last thing needed is the image of elites fighting. Ultimately, how this affects the Tinubu administration depends less on the allegations themselves and more on how the matter is managed behind closed doors. What do you make of this story? Please don't forget to comment, like, and share this video. Thank you for listening. I'll see you again in the next video. This is Impact Media.